The three men charged with a murder in a rock throwing spree will go to trial. A judge ruled today that there's enough evidence to move forward.
The three are accused of throwing rocks at vehicles back in April. One rock fatal that ended up killing a young Jefferson County woman. That woman, 20-year-old Alexa Bartell of Arvada. Arrest documents show that after the men threw that rock at her windshield, they then drove back to the scene to take a photo as a memento.
The three men headed to trial are Joseph Koenig, Karol-Chik and Zachary Kwak.
Well, Denver 7 reporter and attorney Jessica Crawford is joining us here in the studio with more on what happened in court today. Jess?
Yes, so now that we know that this case could go to trial, it's all about the strategy for both sides. We could see a focus on the ages of the defendants, and we could see them continue to point the finger at each other for throwing that rock.
After a young woman's life was cut short, the journey to justice is just beginning.
The stakes, in that they are charged as adults, the stakes are possibly life in prison.
Ryan Brackley is a criminal law attorney. He says age could play a role in the trial for 18-year-old defendants Joseph Koenig, Mitch, Karol-Chik, and Zachary Kwak. Alexa Bartell, a 20-year-old Arvada woman, was driving alone in her car around 10:45 on the night of April 19th. That's when a large rock was thrown at her car. It crashed through her front windshield, ending her life.
They were 18, they were adults. The fact that they are young is something that we're probably going to see their attorneys try to play up throughout this trial.
Young people do stupid things. We see a lot of planning and we see a lot of premeditation. We see a lot of very callous behavior. That may erase that mitigating factor of the age.
Callous behavior like what Detective Dan Monka described at Wednesday's preliminary hearing. The 18-year-olds meeting at a restaurant to solidify their stories the day after the rock-throwing incidents. Or the arrest affidavit describing Kwak taking a photo of Bartell's damaged vehicle. What to watch for next? Whether the three will be tried together or separately.
Because one thing we do see in cases like this is those defendants really do sometimes start to point the finger at each other.
It's quite common for someone accused of a crime or under investigation for a crime to say, it looks like I did it, but it's not me. It was him.
That's why splitting the case up could benefit the defendants. On the other hand, trying them all together would prevent witnesses and family from having to keep reliving the final moments of Bartell's young life.
And at some point here, the defendants are going to enter their pleas, guilty or not guilty. We don't have the exact date for that yet. They may end up giving up more information about one another throughout this process. And also, this is the time where we could see a plea deal even take place. In the studio, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.